Hi student, you must go to the teacher's website first and to open today let our topic is the chapter 8 for the chapter 8-4 and the objective of this exercise is to calculate two target values of the grouping by one category. And first, you should connect to the server and install the Python driver and connect to the teacher's MySQL server database. And here the exercise 3 is display data from table electronic sales. And then for the second exercise is to calculate and compare the total sales quantities and the sales amount by different products in electronic sales and rank by total sales. So finally, that you should rank by the total sales, and you must to compare the different products and to calculate the total quantities and the sales amount. So now we select start from our table is this. So now we show the data here, but here that we want to compare the different product, so we group by the sales products. And because after we group by here, this is a new tables, so we must to add a new column that is called total amount. So the total amount that is just summation of here, and we call this as and after that we do here is to calculate the total sales amount. And we also do the summation of the total sales amount. And we call this as total sales amount. And finally, we can show here is the result. But before we end this exercise, we should do the rank. For the rank, because here these two column is a new column. So if we want to do the rank, we should to use the subquery two-step. So for the first step, we should to just make it as T1, and we select start from here. And the rank is can done just at the second step here. Okay, that is rank 小刮胡 over 小刮胡. We call this as a 名次. Inside the over, we just fill in the order by the 销售总额 And because that here is 总额 that is descending, so finally the result is like here. And for the exercise 5, we should calculate and compare the total sales quantities and the sales amount by different business units in electronics and rank by total sales. So finally it will rank by the total sales, but it is just compare the different business unit here. So we write the program again. We select star from the electronic sales and here that we should to compare the business unit. And because here that after we do the group by, it is a new table, so we should add the new. We should add the new. We should add the new. We do here. This is do the summation like the 销售数量。And we call the that is a 销售总量。And after that, we do the summation of the 销售金额。And that is we call the that as 销售总额。Can we do that? And after we do this, we must know one thing. That is, if we want to do the rank, that is a second step. And we call this as T1. And we select star from here. And finally, we add a new column called rank 小刮胡 over 小刮胡. We call this as a 名次. And here, inside this, we use the order by what? Order by 销售总额 and descending of here. Okay, student, that you have 5 minutes to do this exercise by yourself. If you have any question, you can ask teacher. And here we will practice the next example is chapter 8-5. The objective of this exercise is to perform the close analysis of two groups of calculate one target value. But because here this is just for the Python pandas, and it's not good to use the MySQL database, so we will not do this. Okay, and we close the chapter 8. We will do the next exercise is chapter 10-1. And first of all, that we should to practice the chapter 10-2. The objective is perform group calculation requiring the relationship between two tables. And we have two examples. The first one is calculate the total price of product from different supplier in the product table. Okay, now we will do this first. And connect to the MySQL server for the database of company. And for the next example, that is the exercise 6 to calculate the total price of product from different supplier in the product table. So we want to know for the different supplier for their price, the total price of that. So now here that we will show select star from. But before we do this, we should do the relationship diagram. Relationship diagram. And here we will connect that because finally we will show the supplier ID, supplier name, and the total price, right? Okay, the supplier ID and the total price. So here that we will supplier connection to another one, because that we want to know the product price. And for these two tables, we have a connection column. The column that is the supplier is the supply ID, and we supplier ID, we will see that if that is okay, supplier ID. So yes, that is supplier ID. So and inside the products table, we also have of the supplier ID. So we will do the connection for the supplier and join the other one that is the product. Wait a minute. I do not need it. I cannot do that. Yes, that. That is a little okay. Okay, here is this, and we also must to change the here of that. I think that we should do that from here. The other one, not use with the account of just of that account. And here we will do the chapter 10-2 and connect to and install that first, and then connect to the MySQL Server LAN, and then go to the exercise, and just now that we just show over here, right? And because that we should to just to show, okay, just now that we have show the relationship diagram. That is for the supplier connect to the point and for the connection column, that is ID to the products ID. If that is not to for easy showing, that we just to show of that, and for that we just to so we select star from the supplier and join the products and make the connection point for the here of that is supplier ID equal to the products supplier ID. Okay, let me show of that. Okay, because that we need a and finally you can show that is after we joined the total table, but now I want to do is compare the different supplier, so we just go by the supplier ID, and after we do the go by, because that is a new table, and then we will do some calculation. Here that is to show the different kinds of the supplier, and okay, and I want to know one thing, that is the maximum of the price. And since that we have the product here, right? So you have the price, right? So I can just understand the price, maximum price for that. And here that I must to show the supplier ID of that. Okay, the maximum price is this, and I want to also show the supplier name. Then I show the name of the suppliers for their product, the maximum price, and also the minimum price, and also show the average price for that supplier company. Here is the answer. So I just to copy of that. The next exercise is quite the same. It's to extend the previous query to include the supplier name. You want to show the name right here? Okay, so the answer over here is quite the same. And here that is the exercise 8 to calculate the total amount of different products in the order details table. Inside the order details, we have the product ID. You want to show the total amount of different products. Every So the answer is quite just like that. For the every he want to show inside my company for my order and the name of the product name and the total the every product that are here. That we have a little strange question of that, because that we have modified the exercise, and for the 10 chapter 10-2 we have changed the exercise purpose. You can see that okay, we have just showed that just now, right? Okay, show the name of here, right? But here we want to show the summation of that. So okay, maybe I should to modify of that to show of that. So the topic have changed, like here. 8. This is 8. And we have better to change of that. I just to change of this. Okay, and then I make a multiplication for the 10-2, and for the 10-2 we should to multiply of that exercise. Okay, total price over here. Here is that is not for here, so that is for 8. Exercise 8. We have changed of that grouping. And don't forget here we should use and you know that here you should change of that, and also the answer will be changed, you know. um, the the answer will be changed. Here is the for the EMI, right? And just now that we have modified of that. Okay, this is for here, and for the sequel, this is for EMI and here is our answer, right? Okay, and we should to modify the answer of that. That is for the 8 of here, 8. Okay, for here, and don't forget to show the result like here, total amount of that. And for here that we also must to change here. Okay, change of this grouping for the 7. Alright, total price of that, not for 8. And for this we also must change of this into the answer like that. But you know the title you also must change over here. To change over that, and don't forget to change the title of the exercise 6. Compare lost practice 6. Okay, and finally you should change the add 9. The 9 is also be changed. 9 is led for here 9. Here this is the 9. Okay. For the 9 is to show example like here. And also you must to understand the programming is be changed with different time. So you should change of that to here. And don't forget to execute the answer is like here. And finally we have a conclusion of that. So now I will do some explain of that. Okay, and I will to reopen the chapter 10-2, and for here that I will explain the exercise of the practice 9. Here that we will calculate the sales volume of each product in the orders summation quantity, but only these lots who with a total quantities greater than 300 and sorted by the highest two lowest. So for this that because that you should to compare for each product in order, so you should related the product with the order and then group by something else. Here we are to calculate the total quantities in the order. So that you should to group by the order ID. You should to group by the product name. So here finally you will show the product name and show the totals quantity. So we select star from product and the order detail because inside order detail you have the product ID. Now you can just to do the relation connect to each table, and finally that you group by the product name, and to show to do the calculation of the summation for the quantity. That is for sales amount. But then finally you will just to do a filtering to only showing only this loss with a total quantity greater than 300. So you just to this the records where the total quantity letter is greater than 300 and also order by with the total quantities and with the descending order. And finally you will show over this. Okay, student, you have 5 minutes to practice over this.